how to recreate it. For my base, I'm going to mix some Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Full Coverage Foundation with a bit of this white color from the Makeup Forever Flash Palette, and on a mixing plate I'm going to mix those two up, and with a round kabuki brush by Sigma I'm going to place that all over my face. I'm going to buff it in my mouth area as well and just down my neck. In case you hear any noise in the background, guys, just know that that's my bird screaming and shouting and talking and singing, and I don't know what he's doing, but hopefully it's going to make you guys laugh and not annoy you. And next I'm going to take this Elements 2 setting powder and I'm going to set the base. To prime my lids, I'm going to take Lime Crime's eyeshadow helper and just place that all over my lids, and this will ensure that everything will stay in place. Then I'm going to take Ico Visual Eyes liquid eyeliner, and it's very precise. The brush tip is very sharp, and also I like that it's waterproof, so I'm going to draw a very thin cat eye, just the outer part of my eye. I'm not going to continue inward, I'm just going to keep it on the outer part, and I'm going to fill it in slightly. And then I'm going to soften the line using this matte black eyeshadow by Urban Decay. The shade is Blackout. I'm going to apply very little just on the inner part of the wing and the outer part of my lower lash line as well, just to give it some definition. Now I'm going to take this Quad by Flomar and this very bright coral shade, and I'm going to place that on the rest of the wing, basically. On the inner part of my lower lash line, I'm going to apply some of this turquoise eyeliner pencil, and then I'm going to set that with the aqua shade from my Maya Mia palette by Anastasia. I'm using a very small brush to kind of go over that line. Then I'm going to line my waterline with this black eyeliner pencil. Make sure it's creamy and super black for more intensity. And then I'm going to apply my eyelashes. I'm using Eldora false eyelashes. The style is B184. And going back to the Ico Visual Eyes liquid eyeliner, I'm going to draw out the black part of the eye, basically the hollow of the eye socket. We're doing the other side of the sugar skull now. This is the more creative part. It's very easy, guys. I believe anyone can do this. Just follow the steps and you're good to go. So I'm going to fill it in using the Jet Liner by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is a waterproof cream color. That's not only eyeliner, it can be used as eyeshadow as well, and this is why I'm using it to fill it in. So it's gonna make sure that it stays there the whole night, whether I'm going to the Halloween party or whatever I'm doing. I'm not gonna wear this look anywhere, really. I'm just gonna wash it off because we don't really have Halloween here. This was for the purpose of the video, so it's gonna be kind of interesting washing it off. I'm gonna make sure I use lots of makeup removing oil so this thing can come off properly. So I'm using a Bobbi Brown concealer brush to kind of fill that in. And don't worry about the shape being too round or too perfect, you know. It can be any shape. You can even make a heart or a star shape if you like. It's individual's preference, really. I just made it a bit imperfect because, you know, I just wanted to look different. So I'm gonna go over the edges to clean that up. And by the way, this look was inspired by Aurora Makeup. I'm gonna put her link in the description box below for her YouTube channel, and she has an Instagram page as well. She's fantastic. I met her when I was in New York. She's a lovely girl, and her videos are in Spanish, so to everyone who asked me to do Spanish videos, you can check her out, and she's amazing, really. I love her makeup looks. If you guys gonna use a normal eyeliner pencil to fill in the black part that's not waterproof, make sure that you set it with a matte black eyeshadow. Next I'm going to take a very thin eyeliner brush. This one's by Sigma, it's E11. You guys can use whichever one you have. Make sure it's very thin so you can get the precision that you need. You can also use the liquid eyeliner that I used earlier or whichever one you have. And now we're drawing the rose petals. Make sure that they're not perfect because we're not going for that perfect look. Just roughly sketch them out. And this is what you're gonna get. So now I'm gonna go back to the Flash palette and take this coral shade and the turquoise shade. So I'm gonna alternate filling in the rose petals. I'm gonna do one turquoise and one coral and so on. So I'm just gonna keep filling them in like that. So first I'm gonna fill in the coral ones, then I'm gonna go in with the turquoise ones. Now these shades actually do crease, so you will have to set them with eyeshadow. I will use my Maya palette for the turquoise part, and then for the coral part you can use any peach shade that you have. Also, you guys can take any other color if you want to fill in the rose petals. They don't have to be turquoise and coral. I just chose to use my two favorite shades. Then I did the little dot in the center. Some of them you can do 2 dots, some of them 3, some of them 1. It's up to you. Now going back with this eyeliner brush by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and the number is 3, I'm going to take the jet liner and draw out the nose part. Don't worry too much, guys, about making it perfect. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to look as spooky as possible. And Kasuko was awfully quiet in the background. He was having his afternoon tea, which is his cucumbers, apples, and grapes, which is what he loves the most since he doesn't drink any tea. And now he's back to making noise again. Fill in the nose part with the black eyeliner. And using this brush is actually easy because it has the sharp part where you can make precise lines like what I'm doing right now, and then it has that little flat part where you can use to shade and fill in areas easily. Now I'm going to apply the other lash and move on to the lip part. For that I'm going to use the same jet liner and number 3 brush by Anastasia and just shade the bottom lip, just the center of it, and on the top very thinly the center of the lip. Then take the same brush and extend a line from the corner of the mouth to the beginning of the ear, and you're going to do that on both sides. Doesn't have to be even, doesn't have to be perfect, as I said. You can always go over it again. Then take a smaller shading brush and a matte black eyeshadow and just kind of smudge that line, soften it a little so it can appear more realistic. Then we're going to blend that out using this Sigma shader brush and do the other side as well. Same way, blend it out to shade it. Now I'm going to take the same coral shade from the Makeup Forever Flash palette and just apply that on my bottom lip and just a thin line on the top lip as well. With the thin eyeliner brush and the same jet liner, I'm going to create this bolts or knots for the stitches, whatever you want to call them. They kind of look like bolts to me, so I'm just gonna space them out just around where I've applied that line, where I drew that line, and these are going to be your stitches. Now I'm going to draw the thread, and make sure you draw different directions so it can appear more realistic. Stitches could be thread, but it could be wire as well. It could be anything. It looks more real as wire than threads because of the balls that I drew, so call it whatever you want. And this is what you're gonna get, guys. I hope you like the stitched mouth. This final step is pretty optional, guys. You don't have to draw the spider if you don't want to. I just decided to throw it in there for some reason. It may not look the best, but it just adds a little spice to the look, as if it's not spicy enough. It's very easy to draw a spider. You can just follow the steps and I'm sure you can do it. It's really super easy. You're gonna fatten his little bum a little bit so you know it can be a little bit big.